playing Everlong, but it sounds terrible. Something is wrong. Something is horribly wrong here. I'll tell you what's wrong. I'm not in the right tuning, you guys. I'm in standard EADGBE tuning. Get this paper out of here. I'm in standard tuning. I'm supposed to be in a different tuning. How are we supposed to do alternate tunings? Why are so many songs in alternate tunings? Why doesn't anyone talk to me? Why is it all pain all the time? Guys, is this a tuning video or what? Why are you complaining about not getting enough sleep? Why are you complaining about how your coffee is cold? It's a tuning video. I'm in standard tuning. First step for getting into an alternate tuning is make sure you're in tune normally. It's a good start just to be in normal, good tuning. It's not crucial, but it's helpful. Why am I saying this? Go die. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk you through getting into some standard alternate tunings, and that just doing that will help you prepare to go into any alternate tuning you want. Then I'm gonna show you some special tricks for going into a full step down, half step down, something where you tune the entire guitar down a certain amount. And that's what we're gonna do. So let's just do it and get it over with. This is a public service announcement. Essentially all the time, if you're going into an alternate tuning, you're going to be tuning down. Very rarely do you need to tune up, and I would be very suspicious if there was an alternate tuning that said you needed to tune up, because you're very likely to break a string. You could even potentially damage your guitar. Probably not, but you could. So in general, we are only tuning down with alternate tunings. Anytime you are learning a song in alternate tuning, most likely you are provided, wherever you are learning this song, wherever you're learning of this tuning, you have a list of the notes that each string should be tuned to. So it might be like D, A, D, A, F, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Everybody told me that I look like CG5. That list of notes for each string is crucial because that is quite literally the instructions of what we're about to go through, of how you're going to find each note and get it there and all that. So that might be common sense to many of you, but some of you don't know. If you're doing an altered tuning, you need a list of what each string is supposed to be tuned to, okay? I'm currently in standard tuning, but I'm gonna take you through a couple alternate tunings. You're gonna need a tuner. Just get yourself a tuner. I have a clip-on one. You can use an app on your phone, but this is the most important thing I'm gonna say in this whole video. Whether you're using a clip-on tuner or you're using an app on your phone, cannot clip it on my eye. No matter what kind of tuner you're using, make sure, if it has different modes, make sure you are in chromatic mode. If you're in violin mode, not gonna work. If you're in bass mode, not gonna work. If you are in guitar mode, it's not gonna work. You need to be in chromatic mode. I'm putting this here. This tuner doesn't have any different modes. Your tuner might not have modes. If it doesn't have modes, then what that means is it's always in chromatic mode. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go into drop D tuning. So first, just make sure you're tuned normally. I made another video for normal tuning. If you don't know how to do it, I can help you out. But now what's gonna happen is we're gonna go into drop D tuning. So you play your top string. What drop D is you want this top string to be tuned down a whole step to D. Okay? So play this top string, let's see what it says. It says E, that's not D, so we're screwed. Should we give up? Alphabet goes like, you know, the alphabet goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G. The musical alphabet is the same way. It goes from A and then higher up each letter. So go like B is higher than A, C is higher than whatever letter I just said, B, D is higher than C, etc. ad nauseum, ad infinitum. I'm gonna cut that whole thing out of the video. What I'm trying to say is E is higher than D. That's, what? So that means to get from E, why isn't it saying E? To get from E to D, we have to go lower, which means loosen the string. All right, so this is the tuner for the low E string. I'm gonna loosen it a little bit, and then we'll see what the tuner says. Okay, it says D sharp. It said that little hashtag number sign thing is sharp. We want it to just say D. Now, every once in a while, it's gonna start throwing other letters at you. Just ignore those. All right, I'm gonna tune down more. I'm gonna keep tuning down until it just says D. We're getting there. Oh, it says D. Did we do it? Are we done? Why does it keep saying G? I think it's because I'm talking too much. It says D, but we need to get that little thing lined up right in the middle. So since that little line is over to the left, We're just gonna tighten it up. All right, our D is lined up right in the middle now. We got it. I don't know why the tuner keeps saying G. That just happens sometimes. You have to be patient with tuners. There we go. Our D is in tune. We are now in drop D tuning. Another little thing, a little like check to make sure that it worked is if you play the top string and then play the third string from the top, those should match up as the same note. They're different octaves, meaning one is higher than the other, but they should sound like the same pitch. We are now in drop D tuning. Just tune that top string down. That's it. That's all I did. All right. But let's say we wanted to go into dadgad tuning. Ever heard of dadgad? That's where the strings are tuned. D-A-D, G-A-D. Okay, great. So we're right now tuned to D on top. The rest of the strings are all standard, which means it's A, D, G, B, E. We want D, A, D, G, A. We want to tune this down to A. All right, currently this string is B. So the same way that we loosened the string to go from E to D, we're gonna loosen the string to go from B to A. So I'm gonna play that second to bottom string. I'm gonna find the tuner for that string. Be very patient, making sure that you're always playing the right, turning the right tuner. Otherwise it's gonna be a disaster. I'm gonna loosen it a little bit, play the note. Okay, it's going down. Loosen it a little more, play the note. It says A sharp. A sharp is not the same. We're gonna keep going down. Keep going down. Keep going down. I'm keeping going down. Oh, it says A. It's a little flat, so I'm just gonna tighten that up. There we go, we did it. We've got that A perfectly in tune. Now for dadgad, it was D. Come on, tuner, there we go. Then A, good. Then D again, great. Then G, great. All right, then A, which we just did, when it's not, there it is, there it is. And then finally down to the bottom, this one's probably gonna say E, but we want it to be D, dadgad. It says E, so I'm gonna tune it down. Come on, tuner. So as you can see, you have to be patient with tuners. They get very confused. There we go. We are now in dadgad tuning, you guys. So many classic songs in dadgad. Look at this. I just wrote that. It's just like no big deal. I just wrote it. All right. Let's go into open D tuning. Open D tuning, like anytime you're going into an alternate tuning, you probably have a list of what all the strings should be tuned to. Open D tuning ends up being D, A, D, F sharp, A, D. It's just one note different from dadgad. So let's go to that. We got D, A, D, and we want this G to be F sharp. So I'm gonna play the G. Why does it say F sharp? What are you doing to me? What is happening? What? Now it says G. All right, I quit. We're just gonna tune it down until it says F sharp. We're getting flatter, we're getting there. There we go, guys. It says F sharp. Now we should be in open D tuning. Except there's one very important thing I forgot to mention, which is anytime you go into an alternate tuning, it's a very good idea to tune the strings 2 or 3 or 4 or 8 times. I mean, 2 times is probably fine. As you change the tension of a bunch of the strings, the other strings change tension and they're gonna go out of tune a little bit. So let's see, I'm just gonna go through really quickly. That looks good, that looks good, blah, 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 blah. Oh, that one's a little flat. See, you gotta tighten that, or sharp, I don't know. There we go, and there we go. I feel like I shouldn't have made this video. There's something else I need to tell you, and it's about when you go back to standard tuning. So you're gonna tune all the strings back up to go back to standard tuning. I recommend you tune the top strings first when you're going back into standard tuning. If there's too much tension on the high strings, these bottom strings, they can break sometimes. So if you tighten up the bottom strings first, the other strings don't have enough tension on them. The bottom strings are trying to take on extra tension, and I have had it where I'm tuning the bottom string first and it just breaks. So I'm just saying, when you're tuning back to standard, start on the top, work your way down. If you are tuning all of your strings down the same amount, so if something's in tune a half step down, tune a whole step down, tune 1.5 steps down, here is a trick for when you want to tune the whole guitar down a specific amount. You need a capo. If you want to tune your guitar down 1/2 step, put a capo on the first fret and then tune your guitar into standard tuning. So that's going to be E. So it says F. I'm going to tune it down to E. Oh, I went too far. I'm just going to rush through this. Maybe I'll edit together little clips of it. Maybe I'll just cut this whole thing out. I don't know. But I'm just tuning everything down so that it's in standard tuning. I should mention that if you're tuning all the strings down, it's a good idea to start with the bottom string. So if you're tuning everything down, start with the bottom. If you're tuning everything up, start with the top. Ooh, maybe I'll do the fast forward effect. I've never tried that before. I don't know if I will. Probably not. That sounds like a lot of work. All right, so now with the capo on the first fret, I'm in standard tuning. I'm on E, A, D, G, B, E. Standard tuning. If I get rid of the capo, I'm now tuned down a half step. However, just tuning is a nightmare. The capo, because it puts extra pressure on the strings, it does sometimes get the strings bent out of shape a little bit. So when you take the capo off, you want to quickly double check that everything's in tune. You're not going to be tuning into standard anymore. Just go with whatever letters it says. Why is my life falling apart? There we go. So if you want to tune down a half step, you put the capo on the first fret and then do standard tuning, get rid of the capo. If you want to tune down a whole step, put the capo on the second fret, tune the guitar down to standard tuning, and then take the capo off. 1.5 steps, capo on the third fret. 2 steps, capo on the fourth fret. 2.5 steps, what kind of crazy song are you playing? Capo on the 5th fret. 3 steps, capo on the 6th fret.